All right. Welcome to Sedentary Education channel as well as Care Simplified channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Today we are going to take a look at Microsoft Word. Specifically, we will look at Northwest Province question paper and then also Eastern Cape. If we have enough time, we can pick another or the third province as well. And I believe everybody can see my screen and also hear my voice. Don't forget to put any comment that you have under the comment section. You just put your comment there and then I will address everybody's comment. Now let's move straight to Northwest question. Looking at, and then we have to open one mission word processing document. So we open one mission word processing document. And then the first question says, insert the text green club in the status property of the document. So we have to look for the property of the document. So to go to the properties of the document, you go to File, and then you find Info. Now, when you go to File Info, you will see various document properties. Right, like inspect a document, and then protect document, then history, and then manage document also. So when you go there, you see show all properties if you don't find the property that the question is talking about. So you see show all properties, and then you are going to find, according to the question, the status. So this is the status, and then we type green club. Then the second question, insert table of content below the heading table of content as follows. Display the table of content in the distinctive format. Display the page numbers without right aligning them. And then ensure that the heading sustainable goals will always display in the table of content. So first of all, we are going to check sustainable goals. Here is it. And it is not having any style. Remember, the styles goes with table of content. So this one has no style. So you have to apply the style. Now let's check. This one is heading 1. So this should also be heading 1. Then we go to table of content. Now we go to layout or references, sorry. Or alternatively, you can use the search and type table of content. So we can type table of content. And then we go to custom table of content. Now the question says the format should be distinctive. And then the right align. So you see right align page numbers. It says we shouldn't have it. And then again, display the page numbers without right aligning them. That's the one. And then we go and check from the options. By default, it has picked heading 1, 2, and 3. But sometimes you get a question whereby they have different headings that is not using heading 1, 2, and 3, which requires one to select a customized heading style. So here we don't have any customized heading style, and then you click OK. So this is how it's supposed to look like. Right, then the next question, change the margins of the document to narrow margin with a 1 centimeter gutter at the top of the margin. Now, to do the margins, you go to layout, margins, and then you find narrow margin. That is when you are selecting the existing or customized margin. Right. But if you are to change the margin in terms of the left, the right margin, the gutter margin, and others, just go to the ruler and then you double click in the middle. It's going to give you page setup, whereby you can change the margins, you can change the paper size, and then also the layout. So here, the margin, they said the gutter should be 1 centimeter. And then from the top, not the left. Then okay. Now remember, sometimes the question can tell you to change the margin for a particular section, like you saw here, applying to this section or to the whole document. So you have to take note of that. So here we were supposed to select the whole document, not only that section. So it should be the same margin for the entire document. Now, if they want it to be only a specific section, that is when you select this section. Right. The next question, change the name of the web page for the citation Green Future SA found in the first paragraph to Green Campaign Vision and Goals. Now here, we need to change the existing web page source that they have added. So here is the source that is added. So you click on the arrow, then you say edit source. Now, if you were to edit the citation, also you will find edit citation. But here we are focusing on editing the source. And then they say we must put the heading or the title. The name of the web page should be Green Campaign Vision and Goals. So we change this one to Green Campaign Vision and Goals. Right, the next question. Use a suitable word processing feature to ensure that the heading equals schools framework and its respective paragraph will always appear on the same page. So this heading and then the paragraph below it should be on the same page. Let's check whether a paragraph or paragraphs. All right, so they say paragraph. That means only this one. And then whenever you get a question like this, to remain on the same page, the Microsoft Word feature that is used is keep with net and then page break before. Now here, when you go to line and page break, if you go to the paragraph settings, or alternatively, you can just search for paragraph. Right, and then we go to line and page break. So you see here, they should be kept with next to each other. Now, if it is only paragraphs, sometimes you should keep lines together so that they should not be separated. And then if you want to take them to the next page, you use page break before. So here, when you click page break before, it goes to the next page. But that's not what the question wanted us to do. It said they should be together. So it should be this one, keep with next, and then okay. Right. The next question says, find the hyperlink below the heading school-based actions and add the screen tip. So there's a hyperlink here. We have to add the screen tip to this hyperlink. So you right click and choose link. Edit the link. and then you'll find screen tip so that you can type the screen tip, which is the examples of environmental activities. So you type them here. Examples of environmental activities in schools. Right. Then the next question, 1.7, 1.6. Change all the occurrences of the word environmental that appears in the document with the title car style. So here we are changing all the word environmental and then we change it with a title. In other words, we apply the title character style to it. So to do find and replace, you can just go to search and type replace. Or alternatively, you can find from editing, then you choose replace. So what are we finding? Environmental. And then replace with. Now this environmental should be the whole word because only the whole word, not environmental with something. And then when you go this side, we choose format. Under the replace, we go to format. And then we choose, now they said the style. So we choose the style. And then it's the title character style. This one, not the title style. And then we go to replace all. So we got 15 replacements. So meaning environmental, the whole word has been also applied with the title character style. Right. Let me check the comment section. There's no comment, so I'm going to proceed. Now, the next question. Format the paragraph starting with energy saving project and ending with positive community impact to appear in 4 columns equally. Ensure that each column heading always appear at the top of the paragraph. Insert a vertical line between the columns. Now, this is column, and then it's also applicable. Columns are done in grade 11. But now, whenever they ask you to, or even grade 10, but whenever they ask you to insert or ensure that something should be on top of the first column or second column, then you need to apply what we call column break. So here we need to put them in 4 columns, starting from here. So you select, and then we go to columns from layout, or you can use search and type column. So you see add or columns, then choose more columns. And then they said it should be 4 columns. So we change this one to 4. Then the question says it should be equally. They didn't ask any line between. So, okay. Now, yeah, they said vertical line between. So we can go back and then change it. So that is 4 columns, then vertical line between. Now, in order for you to put all the headings, by default, this one is already there. The first one. Now, the second one must also be pushed, even though it's showing here. But then if the question says that you have to put a column break also. So we click before the heading, and then we go to layout, breaks, and then you see column. This is how we apply the column break. Then we want to move this also to the next column. We go to layout, breaks, and then column. Then again, this one to be moved, we go to layout, breaks, and then column. So that we have each heading or where it is bolded to be on top of each column. Right. Now, 1.8, convert the end note at the top of the document or the end of the document to a footnote. So the end note was inserted at the bottom of the document. This one, now we need to convert this one to footnote. Now to convert it, you just have to right click and then you see convert to footnote. You don't need to even select, you just right click, then to give it that option. And then if you want to modify it, you go to note options to be able to modify. Sometimes they can tell you to change the number format and use another symbol. Or they can tell you to also change it to end of the section, not end of the document. So you have to look at that. They can also ask you to the numbering system to restart each section. So watch out for some of these things. Right. So here they only ask us to convert. So you right click and then choose convert to footnote. The next question for 6 months, and I think this is one of the questions that most learners struggle. Change the page number format in the footer as follows. Now, the page with the table of content must appear in Roman numerals starting at I. All subsequent pages should use the triangle 2 format. Ensure that the page after the table of content start at page number 1. So here, this table of content must be numbered as I. Now here must be numbered as 1. So here will be 2. But then the style for this page must be triangle 2. So meaning that we are separating the first page from the other pages. So to separate the first page from the other pages, I want to use the long method. There are two ways of doing that. The shorter method, I'll use it. Then after that, I'll use the longer method. The reason why I want to use the longer method is that you can get a question whereby they will tell you to start numbering, don't number page 1 and 2. Then you start numbering from page 3. So that one becomes a more difficult aspect. So here, because we are separating page 1 from the rest of the pages, this is what you do. You must put what called section break. So we go just after or the last line of the first page, which is maybe here. And then we have to insert break, which is called section break. So we will go to layout break and then we choose continuous break. Why do we normally choose continuous, not next page, even though you can choose it? Sometimes the next page creates an additional page. So it's better use continuous page so that it doesn't create any additional page for you. Then when you are done inserting that break, normally you don't see it. If you want to see, you can click on show or hide this one, which is paragraph format. Then you will see them here. So here you see section break continuous. There is also a page break, so you can delete your page break. Or if you like, you can even allow it to be there because you didn't touch that part. Now, after this, we now need to separate this page from that page. So you go to the header of page 2, and then you remove this that is called link to previous. Then you go to the footer of page 2 again. You remove link to previous. In other words, you can see that when I click the header, it says header section 2. But if I click on page 1, it says footer section 1. That means this is different section from the other. So you have to separate them, delink them. Now, after that, you go to our page 1. Let me remove the show or hide. Now you go to the footer of section 1, the header and footer, and then you go to page numbers, the bottom, and then you choose any page number, because the question didn't tell you where you must align them. And then when you select this, you must go back to page number, then you go to format page number, because the question says it should start with I. So you have to format it and change the number format to I, so that this one will be I, but not 1. And then you go to page 2. You see there's no page number here. So meaning that this page has been separated from the other page. That is why you don't see page number this side. So here we are going to insert it. We go to header and footer again, page number, bottom of the page, because it's at the bottom. Then we go and look for triangle 2. That's what the question says. Now, sometimes you hear learners say, no, it's not there. It's always there. Just scroll down, you'll see this is triangle 2. But the triangle 2 is giving us 2 instead of 1. So we must go just like we did, format page numbers, and then we say start at 1. So that triangle 2 will start at 1. Now you can see here, this is say 2, meaning it's picking this one as 1. Then we can take different first page. This one should start at 1. Let me undo. I don't want to disrupt this numbering. It's I already. Now it should start at 1, and it doesn't give you. So when you go to format, if it doesn't give you and it's still 2, you say start at 0. Then it will start 1 from here. That means 0 will be the first page. Now at the beginning, we could have also taken different first page. Then here will be at start at 1, but it's still the same. You just go there and format it and say start at 0, so that here will start at 1, because by default, this place is going to be 0. Then this one will be 1. Then you get your work done. Right. That is another way of breaking the pages. And again, they can tell you to also say different, odd, and even. Then you take different, odd, and even. So this is even number. Let's say, you see here is this side, and then this page, you insert it. Maybe triangle 1 to be on the left. This one will be on the right, different, odd, and even. So the odd numbers to be on the right, even numbers to be on the left. They didn't ask this one, but I'm just showing you in case you get such type of question. Right. So that is all about that particular question. Now, 1.10, insert the watermark using a symbol, Wingdings character code 255 on the last page only. Now, here again, we are separating the last page from the rest of the pages. See, on the last page only. So first of all, we need to insert the symbol. Insert symbol, and it should be Wingdings character code 255 according to the question. Then when you insert it, you must cut it. You select, you right click and choose cut. Now, we are going to use the watermark. So watermark you can get from design, or you can use search and type watermark. Then you choose custom watermark. Now we pick text watermark, and where it says text, we must paste our symbol. Remember, the symbol font is Wingdings. So we have to choose wingdings as a symbol. Otherwise, it's going to give you funny characters. So wingdings, and then the size, sometimes they can tell you the size, maybe 100 or 200. They can tell you the color and horizontal that you must also use. Let's say, let me choose this color. Then you go to apply. So the watermark symbol is there on all the pages. But we want it to be on the last page. Now, because we want it to be on the last page, that means that we have to put what we call a section break. We have to separate this page from the rest of the pages. And in order to do that, you can make use of what you call the section break. So I can click here, and then I go to layout, break, continuous. Then when you do that, you must make sure you remove both the header and footer. You must delink them and link. So I double click on the header, link to previous. Then I go to footer, link to previous. I must remove both. Now, when you remove both the header and the footer, then I can now go to this place. Make sure that the sections are different. Remember here section 3, and this is say section 5. So I can now go and delete it. You click on it, and before you can delete, you must make sure that you have opened the footer and then header. Then you can click on that one and press delete. Now you see the last page is having, other pages are not having. Check if other pages are having, maybe because of the sections different and odd and even, you must delete them also. This is also having, delete. So that will only be on the last page. And you cannot do that if I don't have footer and header activated. I cannot see it. I will not be able to delete it. So you must always activate the header and footer so that you can click on it and delete. Right. So that is all about that question. So this one wanted to test our skills regarding the header and then footer. Now we move straight to question 2. If there's no question, but then let me check first. Somebody said, can't we use the column break on the specific heading? We need to move, or do we have to insert it on each heading? Or you are referring to the column break? Yeah, regarding the column break, like this one, if the question says each of them must be on top, that means you must click before each of them and insert. So this one here, we inserted 3 column breaks. 1, 2, 3. If there are 4 columns, that means you have to insert 3 column breaks. If there are 3 columns, you have to insert 2 column breaks. So they check it whenever they are marking the number of column breaks that you have inserted. Because when I click on show or hide, it's going to show me here. So you must click always before the heading, and then you insert the column break. Or somebody was saying, maybe can't you put after? Yeah, you can also put it here, where that column is ending. Then you click and then you choose column break. It's also going to work. Right. Now, let's move straight to question 2. Let me remove the show or hide. And you know what? In most cases, learners lose marks, especially those who want to get 147, 148, 145. The question that they normally lose marks is Microsoft Word. So you can never underestimate any Microsoft Word question. Right, change the paper size to A5. Like I told you to change the paper size and then the page setup. Just go to the ruler, double click. You will see the margins, you see the paper size and everything there. Very short method of doing that. Please try to minimize the number of times or the time that you use to solve Microsoft Word question. Apply a recycled paper texture fill as the page background to enhance the eco-friendly theme. So here they want us to apply recycled so now this is A5. I want us to right. So now how do you get the paper color? Background color, you go to design and then you see page color. Then you'll find fill effect. That is where you will see gradient, you will see texture, you see pattern, you see picture. So all these, they can ask you a question whether it should be a pattern one, texture, or gradient. Now this one is texture. That's what the question says. Recycled paper texture film. So you go and look, each of them has a name when you click on it. So this is recycled paper texture. And you see they have other textures that is not here that you can insert. But then the ones that are in Microsoft Office, you'll find all of them with their names. And okay. So this should be the right texture. You can also have colors fill effect, just like in spreadsheet when you are filling the background. We can also have nice gradient fill, like two colors, combining the colors. Or you can also have fill effect, not the color that are here, with the diagonal, different ones. But you can also have the preset, already colored preset, which we have different names. Early sunset, they can ask you that. Late sunset, horizon, and others. They can ask you to choose any of these preset background. So watch out for them whenever you are doing Microsoft. They can ask you some of these questions. Right. Insert the picture to green next to the text to display as follows. Now let's identify this. And then in some cases, check the note. They will give you, there should be a border around the text and then a picture. There should be a border, first line indent of 2 centimeters. You can see from here. And then the right indent is also at, there's a right indent of 1 centimeter. They say off, they didn't say at. You must be careful about this. If there's a right indent at the position 15, that is, you must go to 15. But right indent of that, then you must do it in the paragraph setting. But then you can also check it here. They have given a screenshot. So let's check it. First line indent. When you click here, the first line indent is the one on top to 2 centimeters. The one here, just after the left indent is the one at the bottom. The one above left indent is called hanging indent. And then the one on top, this one is called first line indent. Right. And then again, they ask us to place it right indent at, you go to right indent, 1 centimeter. So right indent at or 1 centimeter. They didn't say at that because of the page that we changed. So the right indent should be 1 centimeter. That one you must use paragraph settings. Sorry, I made it left. It should be right. Good, right indent. Right, then when you are done, you check again from the screenshot. A picture was inserted. So let's insert that picture. We go to insert and then picture. And then from this device, then you go and look for that picture. Now, you could have also done that to insert a picture. You can also use the drag and drop. Very simple. Now, because why I'm using the drag and drop is that sometimes learners will say insert picture, they don't know where the folder is, they waste time. So you can easily go and drag your picture. Then you come and put it on that position. Right. Then after that, we need to change the picture layout. When you click on the picture, you see picture layout. Then you must choose either square, tight if you want to move it around. So I choose square. I prefer that one. Now, they did not ask the size of the picture, but then should cover. You can enlarge it. Right. And then the picture, they crop it. Now, when I click on the picture, you see picture format. Always make use of it. As soon as you click on it, you will see picture format. And then then crop to shape. Now, let's look at the shape. I think the shape was cross shape. So this is cross shape. Then after that, they place um, a border around it. Let me take it back to the A5. I think the A5 was the one changing everything. The A5 is the one changing. Maybe you check it. I want to change it back to A4. Yeah, good. Then, so here I can drag it. And now if I want to put a border around this, I might just go to insert and then I move straight to shape. Then I choose text box. Then I can draw the text box. Insert text box. I'm getting challenges with my laptop. I have to deactivate this thing. It's disturbing me. It's disturbing me. Yeah. So insert shapes. Then I can now draw it. Now, as soon as you draw it, you will see the layout option. And then we choose behind text so that it will be behind the text. Then we can apply the border around this shape format. Can put any border around it by going to shape outline, weight, maybe this. So you can see that there's a border around it together with the picture. So basically that's how we put a border around a picture. Now, locate the text box with the heading to climate and do the following. Insert the to climate PDF into the text box as an icon. Ensure that when you click on the icon, it opens the link document. Now that one also, I'm going to show you the easier way. This is the text box. They want you to put a PDF document here so that it will be a link and then it should be an icon. So there you go to your data files. This is the to climate. You click and then you drag it. Just like the way we did the image, you come and put it inside. It will be as an icon. So if I double click on it, it's going to open that PDF file for me. Right. So that's how we insert as an icon. There's another way of also doing that, but that is a longer way. That's where you must go to insert, object, quick path. No, insert object here. And then you say create from file. You browse. You see, it takes a long time before you can get there. Then you take link to file or display as an icon. And then OK. So that's another way, but it's a long process, a very long process. Right. Let's move straight to the next question. 2.5. Now, 2.5 says, prepare it as follows. Change the page orientation of the document to landscape. So we want to change this one only to landscape. The other one should be portrait. Okay, here they said the whole document. So it is not only that part. So here we go to layout, orientation, the landscape. Or like I always tell you, use a shorter way. You just say landscape. To say change page orientation, then you choose it. Right. Now, the next question. Apply a word art of your choice to the text eco committee survey. I wonder why some learners could not do this one. Eco committee survey. That's what they said you must apply. Now you check, I think it's not here. So you're going to insert it. So insert word art. Just insert word art and you type the text. And some learners cannot do it. Please, these are some of the collectible marks that you cannot mix it. And then it says, change and center it. Yeah. So center it, here is it. So it say we must center the whole thing. So it should be centered. I think it's centered already. So you got to check whether it is centered. And then change the text form field next to the text surname to limit the text length to 20 characters. This is the form. So we have surname. You double click on it. But before that, let me change my background color back to the one that the question says we should use. So here you double click on surname and then the maximum length, you type 20. And then again, it says, okay, here we only change it to 20. They didn't ask us to change it to maybe uppercase or first capital, but you must also watch out for that. The text format, we have first capital, we have uppercase, we have lowercase, and then we also have the title case. They can ask you to do that. Right. And now the second one, insert the text form field next to the name to display it in uppercase. So here, there's nothing here. Now, I always say in examination, use the quickest way to solve a question. You don't have to go and be looking for developer. Then you go to this one and say text form field. Then you come and double click, and then now you change this one to uppercase. That's the right way of doing it. But in examination, you must make use of the easier way. You already have other text form field. So you copy and then you come and paste here. Then you double click and then you change it to whatever that the question wants you to change, whether uppercase or first capital, you change it. That's all. So just do copy and paste. Sometimes you will see checkbox. They want you to insert another checkbox. Copy it and then you paste. Then you double click to modify it. Instead of you to be going to developer, where can I find developer and all this, wasting your time. So try to work smarter over there. Right. No questions, so I can proceed. Then the next question, add the option biodiversity garden to the eco measure drop-down list. So there's a drop-down list here. You double click and then say we must add biodiversity. And then you press enter. So that's how we add. Sometimes they can ask you to move it to the first one. So we use the up arrow to move it so that to be the first text. And then you click OK. Right. Replace the symbol next to the text. Have you joined any school eco activities with a text box form field? So they want you to replace this one with a text form. And then you replace means it shouldn't be there. So you select, you go to the legacy form, and then you choose checkbox. And this one also, they can ask you to change the size, the exact size. Then maybe they can say change the exact size to 20, or it should be checked. So they can ask you to do that. But this question, they didn't inform us to do that part, so we can leave there. Right, now, the last one, apply a scissor theme dash add border around the form. There are options here. It should be dash border and it should be scissor theme. So we are going to apply the border here. So the border also, if you don't know where to find, you can say border, which is going to give borders and shading. And then it's a page border. Now, the page border should be a scissor one, which is the art one. Or not the art, because they want the scissor that is cut like that. Let's check the question whether it's shadow. No, only theme dash art border. So it's art border. So look for the scissor. I think it's this one. Dash art border. And then they didn't tell you to choose any color. Now, not only the whole document, so it should be this session. Or you can say this session or all session except the first page, because the first page is that one. So that will not be on the first page, but only this one. Right. So basically, this is what you needed to do for question 2. Now let's move straight to question 7, which also has Microsoft Word question. So we move straight to question 7. Right, that is mail merge. Question 7 is mail merge. Now it says the letter has been produced, and then we have to open it, and then we complete the mail merge. So I'm gonna open 7 letter. Now to do mail merge, we go to mailings. The first thing you do is to go to mailings, and then you go to start mail merge. Then you choose a letter. Now letters, we have different options here based on what the question says. So here we choose letters. Then you go to select recipient, and then you choose use an existing list. So here the list says we must use 7 names. Let's check again. And 7 names as the data source. So we choose 7 names, you double click and OK. Now, after that, whatever that you see here, you are going to replace. But before that, you must go to edit recipient list and check whether there's a criteria that we have to apply and filter them. Now, it says filter the recipient list to include only learners aged 13 years and older. So here we have age, so 13 and older, so we can go to filter. And then the field is age greater or equals to 13. And then OK. So I think we got one. Then again, let's check why is it giving us one. Again, let's check. Oh, I chose less than, it should be greater or equals to. Yeah, there should be more than one. And then OK. Now, after that, all that you see here, whenever you see less than, greater than, those are the fields that needs to be replaced. So here is only one. You select, then you go to insert merge field, then you choose name. When you are done here, you must save your work first. After inserting the merge field, you click on save, then you go to finish and merge, and you choose edit individual list, and OK. Now this new one, you must save it because the question says complete the mail merge and save it as 7 equal merge. So after this, then you now save this one, file, save as, then you choose 7 equal merge. Don't forget to save it in the same folder because in most cases learners forget and they don't save it in the same folder. So take note of that. Right. Now let's move straight to I think that's all the questions for Microsoft Word because this one is spreadsheet. We covered it the last time. Now we are going to move straight to Eastern Cape Microsoft Word. I have to close this. Right. If there's any question, don't forget to bring your questions. Whatever that we do here for revision purposes, and I want you guys to come up with questions where you the examination. Right. Now let's go straight to Eastern Cape question paper. Question 1, which talks about Q1 rugby. Now, it says you must open Q1 rugby. Then the first question, find the table of content on the second page. But the word box smart is highlighted in yellow even when the table of content is updated. Now, we realize that we need to remove this highlight. We cannot remove it here. So in order to do that, go and check. Remember, table of content is linked with um, styles. So we have to go and check the style or the heading over there. All right. Welcome to Silent Education channel as well as Care Simplified channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Today we are going to take a look at. All right. Right. I want to find out if you can see my screen. Sorry for the interruption. The network issue sometimes can be worrying. Let me know if my screen is fine. You can see, then I can proceed. Um, I believe you can see the screen right now, everyone. Okay. I believe you can see the screen right now, everyone. Okay. I believe you can see the screen right now, everyone. Yeah, can you see my screen so that I can start with the second one? Please check from the comment section. Can everyone see my screen? Can everyone see my screen? I think I have to check first if the stream is fine. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for responding. Like I said, I had challenges with the network, and I'm glad to be back online again. So I'm gonna start again with the Eastern Cape question because there was a break in transmission, so I'm gonna start. Now, the first question says, we should find the content of page 2 and ensure that the word box smart is not highlighted in yellow. So I'm going to start all over K1 rugby. And like I said, you have to go and check. This is box smart. So you press Control and then you click on it. Then it takes you there. Now you realize that it is highlighted. So you need to remove the highlight to no color. Then you can now go to the table of content. You right click and say update field so that it will now be removed. Then the next question, ensure that the legacy displays like the screenshot in the table of content. Now look at the screenshot here. Legacy, it is a higher level than these ones. So meaning they are not on the same level. But when it comes to the question, the data file, legacy and these ones are on the same level. So legacy should be on the same level, like looking ahead. So how are we going to do that? Now you go to looking ahead or any of these headings. You see looking ahead, it is selected RR1 style. So meaning this one, you select it, you click on Format Painter, then you apply it on Legacy so that it will be on the same style. And then you go straight to the table of content, you right click and choose Update Field, entire table. Then you can now realize that Legacy and looking ahead are on the same level. Right. We move to the next one, 1.3. Locate the word highlighted in blue under the heading The Journey Begins. The word is not marked as a spelling error, even though behavior is spelled incorrectly. Adjust the word processing settings to ensure that behavior is flagged as a spelling error. Now, let's go and check that heading. Here is the heading, and behavior is not highlighted or underlined as a spelling error, even though we know that behavior, there should be you. Now, the reason is that this one is not, the language for this document is not set as South African English. It is set at maybe American English or something like that. So, go to the bottom here. Just go to the bottom. Then you see English South Africa. But when I select behavior, you will see that it is changed to English United States. So when you select a section of the document in the page, or a section of the document can be in different language. So when I select, then I see English America. So I double click. It's going to give me language. Then I choose South Africa and I say, okay. Now, behavior is underlined. We could have done that by going to language. You can just also go to language or set proofing language, and then you can change it. Right, but the shorter way, you just double click on the language here, and then you can now change it. Right. The next question, find the text K1.6 highlighted in green under the heading The Journey Begins. Replace the text with a citation to the South by Smith, and then specifically referencing page 10, and ensure that the year is omitted from the citation. That means the year is omitted. That means the year should be suppressed, and the reference should be page 10. So we go to that site. Here is it. And we need to replace this one. So you go to citation from references, insert citation, and then you choose your citation. Now, After choosing your citation, you click on the drop down arrow next under the citation, and then you choose edit citation. Here, you are not editing the source. You are rather editing the citation. And they say the page should be page 10. Then you type 10. And then you suppress the year. And okay. So the year will not be there, but page 10 will be there. That's how we modify citation. 1.5, locate the paragraph starting with they and then ending with rugby under the heading building the culture, and sort the paragraph in descending order. So these are the paragraphs. You highlight these paragraphs and we need to sort them. So to sort, you go to home, you will see A to Z, that is sorting, and then you choose descending order and okay. So now it's going to be sorted in descending order from the highest to the smallest. Right. Let's move to the next question, but let me check the comment section. There are no comments, so I can proceed. Under the heading Rapid Expansion and Success, replace the word stadium, highlighted in gray, with a synonym. So stadium is there, we need to change it to the synonym. So you right click and then you see synonyms. Now, the stadium goes with arena, is correct. Grounds is also correct. But then the pitch and then the field cannot be the right one. So I think the best one would be the arena. Or if you choose any of them, it's also correct. Right. 1.7, inspect the document and remove all hidden text. So there are some hidden text. Now the question says we should remove all of them. Now you can get inspecting document from file and then you see info. You'll find inspect document. But the shorter way is to go to the search and type inspect. And then you click yes. Then you click on inspect again. So it's going to check for all the inspections. And now, where it says remove all, that means those ones should be removed. But now the question says hidden text. So you go to hidden text and then you click on remove all. So all the hidden text will be removed. And then okay. So that is how we inspect document to remove all the hidden text. 1.8, select the heading aftermath or aftermath highlighted in red and then create a style called ball one. So here is creation of a style. Now, to create a style, so we have to select the heading, this one. That means after that, we have to apply the style on this heading. You can go to search and type style. And then you click on this one, that's new style. Or alternatively, From the home, you see styles, you click on this arrow, then you click on new style. So the style is ball 1. And then the question says the style must be based on heading 1, and you change the font color to purple. So the style should be based on heading 1. And then change the font color to purple. So the font color, we change it to purple. So only the style, and then we change it to purple. And then okay. So now that style will be applied on the heading. Right. Let's move straight to 1.9. But before that, let me check the comment section if there's no comment. Now, 1.9, it says locate the paragraph under the heading looking ahead and format its content to match the screenshot below. Now, you can see here, there is a drop cap, and then there's an image whereby the image shape has been changed to the heart symbol. And then there's a note also given to us. So anytime you are solving this type of question, check all this. There's a note. It said the saturation is 20%. And then you must check this also. And then the image that is also there. Right. So let's look for that one, looking ahead. We click before today, and we need to change the T into a drop cap. Now let's look at it. The drop cap 1, 2, 3. It is drop on 3 lines. So we have to choose drop, and then it should be over 3 lines. Drop and then over 3 lines. So we go and use drop cap. Drop cap you can find from insert and then drop cap. Then you go to drop cap options. Now, here is drop, and then the line should be 3. They didn't specify the distance from the text. So you can leave it as it is, that is the 0 centimeters. Then again, you'll find an image. Click on this image. Then it's going to give you the picture format. Then you see crop, and then crop to shape. Then it was cropped into the heart shape, as you can see from the question. It's cropped into the heart shape. Now, the difficult part is the last part. When you click on the image, please don't forget to always go to picture format. Now, the question says saturation should be 20%. So when you select it, picture format, saturation is part of the color. Even though we have the corrections, and then we have the color. Now, these are the saturation, color saturations. We have 0%, we have 33%, 66, 100, 200, 300, and then 400. But the question says 20%. We don't have that 20%. So we have to go to set transparent color, or you just go there and go to picture color format. Then that's where you see the saturation percentage. And we need to change it to 20%. So this should be the right way of doing it. So if you choose only the existing ones here, it's wrong, because it should be 20%. So you have to go there, color, set color options, and then you change the percentages to 20%. Right, so that should be the right way of doing this. So when you click on it, you now check. When we are marking, we just go there and check whether you set it at 20%. Right, 1.10. Use a word processing feature to replace all hard spaces with an asterisk. Now there's a keyword here, hard spaces. Now when you talk about hard spaces, it's the same as non-breaking space. So again, we go there and choose find and replace, or you can go to search, then you type replace. Remember, anytime you are dealing with find and replace, don't go to find and you search for the word first before you go to replace. Go straight to replace and then say find what? What are we finding? That's non-breaking space. So we have to go to more. Don't forget to click inside find what? And then you see special. Non-breaking space is part of special. Then you see non-breaking space. Remember, we have the manual line break, we have manual page break, non-breaking hyphen, and others, the M dash, N dash. So they can ask you any of these special characters. So non-breaking space, then replace with. We are going to replace it with asterisk. So you go and put asterisk there. And then you choose replace all. So we got 3 replacements from this question. Right, the next question. Locate the text box under the heading Jack Stone Bridge that fly half. Move the text highlighted in yellow into the text box. Remove the highlight from the text. Ensure that the text box overflows, the keyword here. And these are some of the new things that are coming these days in Microsoft Word. June question paper from Northwest, there was a question like that. And then here is the second one that I'm seeing, also from Eastern Cape. So learners, you must watch out for that text box and linking 2 text boxes together. So here are the text box. There are 2, text box 1 and text box 2. Now the question is we must move this text. Move means cut and paste, not copy and paste. So you select, right click, cut. You go to this box. Don't just say paste. When you paste, the highlight will be there. So now, when you right click, choose this one. Keep text only, or this one, so that the highlight will be removed. And then after that, as soon as you select a text box, it's going to give you shape format and picture format. Now, when you go to shape format, because a text box is a shape, you are going to find create link. Create link. So watch out for that. Create link. When you click on it, then you come and click on the second text box so that the text will overflow in these 2 boxes. Now look here. If I try to make this one small, it goes into this one. The rest of the text will go into the second text box. So that is how we call it creating a link so that they overflow to the next one. Right. Now, 1.12, locate the table, and then we do the table as you see. The table was given to us for 6 marks. So let's check. The first thing is there is another row. So we have to add this row. So we click there. Like I always say, when you click on the table, it's going to give you table design and table layout. So we go to table layout. That's where we can insert row above. So we can have another row. And then we click, it is merged. And then that word Liam must be typed inside. You type those words inside. Yeah, this one. So it's already there, so you can copy it and put it inside. Now, if you look at the screenshot, it was centered. So when you select it, go again to table layout, you will see alignment, and then you will find this one, align center, to be in the middle. Watch out for this and cell margins. They can ask you questions on that. Text direction and cell margin. If I click on text direction, they change. If I click on cell margin, that is where they have the cell spacing. You can change the cell spacing. But that's not what we needed. So I just wanted you to know this type of question, you can get them. Right. And then again, another one was also inserted to the right or to the left, and it's written season. It's already there. So season must be merged. So we select these two, and then we click on merge. Now look at the text direction. No, it was not merged. Sorry. It was not merged. But then the text direction was applied here. So we go to text direction until we have the right one. Here is it. Again, most tackles. And there's calculation here. We have to calculate here. So we go here and find most tackles. How do we do calculations in table? When you go to table layout, you will see formula. And then the most is max. So it's going to give you sum above. But here we want the max. That's the most. So we delete the sum and type max. And okay. So we got a 110. So I think that's all that this question wanted us to do. To change this, find the most tackle and insert a row above, and then you merge it. Right, 1.13, also the ruler settings. So you can see these days, they like asking ruler settings, Northwest, and now the second province also having ruler settings. Now look at the ruler here and all these. We go back there, here is it. So you must select the paragraph, or you can just click inside it. And you realize that the bottom one is on 1 centimeter, and then the first line is on 2 centimeter. So here we call it left indent, or the hanging indent was moved to 1 centimeter. And then the first line was moved to 2 centimeter. So you move them. And then this one was placed at 14.5 on the right hand side. You move the right indent to be placed at 14.5. So that is what it was supposed to do, only adjusting the ruler settings. So watch out for that. This type of question is always there in Microsoft Word. So learners must take note of that. Right. And then 1.14, modify the header to look like the example. Now let's check this. There's a note. K1 logo picture was used, this one. The file name Raptors Index. Only the header, the last page, but the other pages must have this. So, no, this one is K1 rugby, but the header for the last page should be Raptors. Now, it means we can insert, we double click on the header and we insert the picture. K1 logo. And it should be small. You adjust it to be small. And then still on the header and footer, just go to header and footer. If you don't know where to go, when you go out, you can double click again. It's going to open header and footer for you. And then if it opens, you go to document info, file name. That's the file name on the right hand side. So you must go to the alignment, right? Or this one on the right hand side. And then document info, file name on the right hand side. So all of them are having, so let's check this, must also have it, the picture again. Then the file name on the right. You select the text and then take it to the right hand side. This image must be to the left. Right. So now the last page, the question says the last page must have its own heading, not the file name. So how do we separate these two? Meaning that this heading here, this is section 2. This is also section 1. They already created a section break for you. So meaning section 2, we have to say link to previous. We must remove it, both the header and footer, to avoid any complication. Now, this should not be the file name. And the question says we should type Raptors index. So you type Raptors index. Yeah, Raptors index. So the last page have Raptors index. The other pages are having K1 rugby. The one that you needed to do was just to remove link to previous. To remove link to previous, to separate the last page from the rest of the pages. So you can see that most of the questions are having similar features. Right. The last question for question 1. Insert a run-in index in one column on the last page of the document. So here's the last page. You double click and then index. So we go to references, insert index, but not indented. We must choose run in. And according to the question, it should be in one column. So the number of columns should be 1 and okay. So this is how it's supposed to be. So basically, this is how that question 3 or question 1 for Eastern Cape was supposed to be tackled. Right, let's move straight to question 2. Now, if you have any question, don't forget to drop it, and then I'm going to address it also. Question 2, that one also had some complicated questions. I got some learners asking so many questions. Right, it said change the page size to A4. So, like I said, double click in the ruler settings and then you go to paper, then you change it to A4. And the next one, add a 3 solid line to the whole document. So you go to border and shading, and then page border, and it should be 3pt. So you select the width to be 3p, and it should be solid. So you can choose maybe 3D solid to the whole document. Right. Accept the change made document. Accept the change made document. All right, sorry for the break in the transmission. I think I'm back online. Sorry for the break in transmission. All right, sorry for the break in the transmission. Yeah, I will check if I'm back online. Sorry for the break. Right. Sorry, I will tackle these questions again. I don't know, today has been a bad day for the network, but I will try and then complete these questions because I saw a lot of questions that are very, very important that we need to tackle. Right, like I said, 2.1, you change the paper size to A4. So you double click here, you double click, and then you change the paper size to A4. Then the second one says, add a 3pt solid line border to the whole document. So you go to border, borders and shading, and then the width should be 3pt with a 3D, and don't forget to choose page border, 3D, 3pt, and to the whole document. Right. Then the next question, accept the change made to the document, all the changes made. And like I said, the changes made, you can do that by going to review, and then you pick all markup. Review all markup. Then it's going to show all the changes that are made. Then you go to accept and move on. So there was a changes made here. You go to accept and move to next. To be able to pick the changes that were made, you go to all markup from review. Now, any question? Thank you for staying with me, and I'm back online. Right. So I wanted to find out for me if there's no break in transmission. If I'm not breaking up, let me know. Right. Then we move on to the next question. This one. Add a tab stop to resemble the screenshot that you see. Now, you realize that the tab stop started from 3 centimeters. Whenever you see L, that's the tab stop. And then it ended at 9 centimeters with a line. So we We go to where the sign is, and then go to 3 centimeters to set the tape stop. Go under the 3 centimeters. Double click. So here it gave us the tape stop. It's going to open the tape stop for you. Now, again, we have another one at 9 centimeters. Double click, but it gave you the right one. You should be able to get it. Then you go and change the tape stop. You can modify it from the paragraph text. So you see 3 and 9. And that 3 should be left, and then the 9 should be right. Why is it right? Because you can see it changes to right side. When you see like L changes to this is right. If it's like this, it's left tape stop. If it is like T, this one is a center. If it's just a straight line, it is a bar tape stop. So you must take note of that. Now, the right, and it should have a leader. So 9 centimeter with a leader. That's number 4 with a line. And you click on set. Then you'll be able to set it properly, as you can see from the screenshot. Now, the last part, add a line numbering to the anthem, starting from the verse 1 and ending with all both highlighted in yellow. Ensure that the line numbering restarts on each page. Save and close. So we are only adding the line numbering on this anthem from here, verse 1. We don't include the heading. So from verse 1 up until this one, we don't have to include this. Now, to do that, let me remove my grammar also again. It's giving me problem. Now, line numbers. You can get line numbers from layout and then hyphenation. Then you go to hyphenation options. Sorry, not hyphenation, line numbers. And then you go to line number option. Now, with the line number option, then you go to line numbers. Here, you add line numbers. Start at 1, count by 1, because you want it to count 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2, 4. Sometimes you can see the intervals can be 2. Then you change it here under the count by. But here we want it to be 1, 2, 3. And then say restart at each page. Then you click OK. Now, when you click OK, because the question says it should only be the selected text, you number only the selected text. So you go to apply to. This apply to, you choose selected text, not the whole document. Because if you choose the whole document, it's going to number. If you choose the whole document, it's going to number here also. The one that is below. And it's also going to number the heading. So you choose only the selected text. For the line numbering. So you have to be selecting this one and then you apply. Only this. And it's not going to add this one. Because I didn't say this was the previous one. I must remove it. So that's how you must do. You must make sure that you pick that option that says selected text. Right. That's basically what it was supposed to do. Regarding question 2, with the line numbers, you only select the text and the line numbers. You only start each page. Only the text selected. All right, let's check the next question. I think we are done with question 2. Now, the last question. I don't know whether there are some question 7. Mostly spreadsheet. Validation rule. All right, yeah, there's one question here. Open the file Q7 founders document and do the following. Add a document title, Rich View Raptors to the cover page. Ensure that this title control cannot be edited. This one is also a problematic question for most of our learners. In the spreadsheet, we dealt with them. I think it's alt spreadsheet here. This is only the Word one. Now, let's open the Q7 founders. Now the question says we need to insert the document title, and then it should not be deleted. Now, to get a document title, we can use several ways of doing it. We can go to insert, and then we use the one with the document info, quick path, document properties, and then we pick title. Then we can type the title in there. Let's check the content again. It says Rich View Raptors. Yeah, Rich View. Now, this content control here, we can delete it. You can see here. But now the question says it cannot be deleted. We want to restrict it. In order to do that, when you select them, you must go to developer. Then you see properties. This is where we change. It says content control cannot be deleted, and then content cannot be edited if the question says so. But here it says cannot be deleted. We lock them and then click OK. So this one here, we cannot, here you can edit it. But if you want to make sure that they cannot be edited also, so now nobody can edit whatever that is inside there. Right, so that's how we insert content control and then we lock them. Now, any question? If there's no question, we will bring our lessons to an end. I think we have covered a lot of things today, and then I'll try and then separate them from Northwest question paper. So tomorrow we will try and solve at least 2 or 3 provinces. I hope tomorrow we'll have a good day with a good network. Thank you for your precious time. And then we'll meet again tomorrow. Good night.